This past Saturday, we witnessed, in my honest opinion, on one of the biggest nights in wrestling for AEW, we saw what many are calling one of the most extreme steel cage matches we ever saw. Okay? Now, for me, watching that match, there was times where I was squeamish. There was times where I had to stand up and say, "Holy fuck." Okay? But the last 2 minutes of the match, a syringe was used and a headshot with a steel chair was used. Now, the wrestling world has reacted from Busted Open Radio with Bully Ray, from JD, from Dave Metzler, from Brian Alvarez, hell, even to Mercedes Monet. And I quote, and I'll read what she said on her Monet magazine.
She has a magazine.
She does. She has a daily magazine. She said,
Pretty dope.
All Out was extremely violent. And honestly, Daniel Bryan's stuff was tough to watch. I have mixed emotions. When done right, that kind of stuff can tear a roof off like Daniels did. However, I wouldn't want my brother Joshua to watch stuff like that, or kids for that matter. Let's face it, wrestling is multi-generational. When I do signings, I greet so many parents and their children. Growing up, I didn't have a father, so especially warms my heart to meet families and hear how much their wrestling viewing experiences and memories mean to them. Then again, there is an audience that loves the extreme, and you want to catch them too. Via Mercedes Monet magazine. Now, lots of people were having a conversation about this. This was a hot topic this week. Now, I see both sides of this spectrum. Was the syringe needed to be used? Probably not. Was the chair shot needed to be used? Probably not. However, I think because this feud was the very first time in a long time that we truly had a blood hatred feud, I'm giving this the pass.
Bro, this is not even the worst type of shit that you could ever see that we've ever seen in wrestling. Now, I want to address Mercedes. Love Mercedes. I agree with most of what she said, except for it's the kids. Listen, you're having violence on TV. Motherfuckers punching each other. You want to teach your kids? Hey, you can punch each other in the face. Yeah, that's violence. You want your kids to watch other people beat the shit out of each other? Huh? It's violence regardless? Oh, there's a level to it, though. It's still violence.
Yeah.
Anyways. When we were kids, when I was a kid, I loved watching that type of stuff, man. Steel chair shots to the head on occasion. Like, it was a beautiful thing to watch. Granted, obviously, I want the wrestlers to be safe when they do it. So, obviously, there has to be some type of preparation involved with something, with a spot like that, which I believe there was some type of preparation. So, people are saying that the steel chair was most likely shaved, right?
Yeah,
but
you could see
still...
it.
That was like tough to watch because we don't normally see headshots anymore. Just like how we were squeamish when we saw blood in AEW for the first time because we hadn't seen blood
in a while
in wrestling in a long time until we got used to it. You want to talk about tough to watch? The plastic bag over Brian. I know we ain't talking about Brian, but she did mention Brian. The plastic bag over Bryan Danielson's face, Jon Moxley tore a hole in there. You could see him actually rip a hole in there for Bryan Danielson to breathe. I was like, oh, Bryan's fine. He's fine. You know, they go over the seats are professionals. It's the illusion. Yeah, sure, we're supposed to cringe. That's how it's supposed to be. But they're okay. They're fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, But that's not even the worst. Let's go back. Let's take it back. Y'all remember Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar completely sliced Randy Orton's face open with his elbow. Oh, a completely pool of blood, real blood. That was probably the most realish cringe I've ever had.
I agree.
Because that was real. We know when they blade each other. We know when they blade. We can see, the mark on their backs when they're using the cinder. Listen, chill. what my man Styles said is correct. The blood feud needs extreme. You know, that goes to show you how far they take it. That syringe that what's his name used?
Hangman.
It was, I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a real syringe, because let's use science here. A syringe with a long ass needle. If you're gonna put the whole thing in the mouth, it's gonna come out the other way. It's gonna come out. That motherfucker's gonna come out, but it didn't. Right? I'm sure that was a syringe that they already prepped in advance. They know what the fuck they're doing. These are professionals, but it's the illusion that matters. It's the illusion. And if it's a real syringe, my God, Swerve, you are one tough son of a bitch, because I would not let that shit happen to me.
On God.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though.
Yeah, on me, though.
But that's just me.
I respect what Mercedes Moné had to say. I understand that, hey, you don't want certain kids to go watch that. Fine, whatever. However, like my co-host said, you brought your kids to go see two athletes, whether it be man or woman, beat the shit out of each other. There's no stipulation of how far it can go. And this match was not as violent as we've seen other matches, like, for example, the first Hell in a Cell match. It was a Undertaker versus Mankind. That still is one of the top 10, if not the number one most extreme match. So when I see people online saying like, "Oh, they need to cancel AEW. Oh, they went too far." It's like, no, this wasn't even that bad. This was pretty damn good. It was violent, but it was a blood feud. The motherfucker burnt down Swerve's childhood home. If someone burnt down my childhood home that I grew up in and I cared about, you best believe I'm going to the extreme of whooping your ass. I'm going to that extreme, whooping that ass. So this match was pretty damn. It was pretty violent. And as for Jon Moxley and the bag over the head, yeah, I think that was handled as well as it can. I didn't know he put a hole in the bag. Actually, thank you for pointing that out. So yeah, it was glad all of this was rehearsed, but it doesn't need to go to the fact that let's cancel AEW, because I guarantee you, if WWE was doing that shit, you guys wouldn't say anything.
I really don't care what Mercedes had to say. Of
Damn.
course, she's gonna say something bad when her match was not that good that night.
Oh, shit.
It was not, and the other match was Extreme Rules match too. And I mean, come on, it did way better than your match. So I don't really care what you have to say. Damn. I think what matters to me here is a history in AEW. History that nothing happens in AEW. That matches are pretty much gimmick and they're worthless. We go back to the barbed wire exploding match. What does that match achieve? Absolutely nothing. It was botch, if anything. We go back to this match. We go all stream. We go all out. What does this match achieve? Was Swerve the champion? Was this for a championship map? No. Was this for like, hey, this is a final match, career versus career? No. It was just a girl match, and that's it. And hey, maybe they do it again. This match, to me, yeah, it was good. I loved it. Shit, I love what people that were killing each other. I love that shit. But the fact of the matter here, the facts are that the match didn't achieve shit for me. And this is a trend with AEW.
Fucking God.
This is a trend with AEW. We tend to do all these gimmicks for what? For nothing. What does Hangman get out of this besides the satisfaction that he won? Nothing. No, there's
What?
not. He's not gonna be a top guy. He's not gonna be next to Swerve. Is already a made guy with the champion. Again, this is just pointless. Yes, we love the match. Yes, let's put a fucking banger. Yes, but there's no storyline here that matters. The storyline, but it doesn't matter because nothing was achieved for me.
What?
He beat the guy. That's it. That's it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay. But to me, it don't make sense because where do we go from here? There's no fucking way to go here. What? They're going to have another string match? How did they top this match? Again, let's go back in history and buy you to watch AEW in the past. Look at the barbed wire match, but that shit was a fail. It's still a failure right now.
That was a fail.
I'm not. Again, I might be the only one. I might be the number one hater. But I just didn't see the point of the match. But that's just me. That's just me.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way.
I can't
Let's put
say
it this
that.
way.
Okay,
Male,
I'm
let's
listening.
say
All right.
you got into an argument with someone, right?
Yeah.
And that person came in your house and, without your consent, came to your house, looked at your girl, and said some crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you found out about it. Don't you want to beat that person's ass?
And then what?
But I'm not saying and then what.
No,
The and then what
yeah,
is
yeah,
a-
there
no,
could-
no, no, no.
yeah.
The and what isn't it? Okay, fine.
Yeah, and what's
I'll
important?
answer
Yeah.
the and one if you say you beat their ass
Yeah,
or not.
yeah, I want to be their ass. Yes,
And what you get after that is the satisfaction.
that's stupid.
Saying that you
no,
beat his
what
ass.
I will do is I'll put your fucking career on the line, and you get out of AEW, or you don't get to face me anymore because I might end this fucking grudge. Again, you put something up for the match, not just fucking do it for nothing.
They put their souls in that
There's
match.
there's so, but there's no stipulation to what happened next. Again, what if Swerve gets out of this?
Swerve gets to rest because his ass has been carrying for a long time. He gets to rest. Hangman now can set his eyes on what he's supposed to be doing, and that's the World Heavyweight Championship.
Guess what? You have to go against Moxley again. Oh, there's a list.
That's
you're
good.
gonna have to wait.
Good. We're gonna eat
Again,
good.
this fucking booking doesn't make sense. It should have been for a fucking title. It should have been for a stipulation, not just a fucking grudge match.
See, and this is
guys.
the problem
Mayo,
with
What
Fed
the
fans.
fuck are we
No,
doing?
no,
This is the problem
no.
with Fed fans because his main issue, his main point was, what's the point of this? How many times has Solo Sikoa lost to Cody Rhodes?
I think twice.
I'll wait.
Every
I'll
time.
wait. I'll wait.
Every
I'll wait.
time.
I'll wait.
No,
I'll wait.
even better. Even when he was with the Bloodline as the
Every
enforcer, he kept losing.
fucking time.
Yeah, he just takes L's.
And what just happened this past Friday? The bitch lost.
Again?
So you're
So
saying
what's
no,
the
so you're
point?
saying that
So
Hangman.
what's the
point?
point?
No. So you comparing Hangman to Solo?
No.
No.
leagues ahead of Solo.
What
No,
I'm
he
comparing
compared
is
to Solo.
what
Who
I'm
you comparing?
comparing
What,
is
you-
what I'm comparing is you were over here complaining. What's the point? What's the point of a man who's continue his stipulation with the title and is not winning? That's the difference.
He's trying.
You
He's
wanted a
trying.
title.
But the fact of the matter is the match matter and over there, and it's again you're talking about a Friday night against to a pay-per-view night. Look at the fucking
Yeah,
difference.
and he lost on pay-per-view as well.
Yes,
he
but
did.
it was for a fucking makes sense.
It doesn't matter.
Oh
It doesn't
my
make
God.
sense because your main guy who you trying to build as a villain has lost on the big one at SummerSlam, on a big stipulation match in a steel cage match against the champion twice. So when you say about what's the satisfaction, what is the booking for that? That is the key
I'm not
difference.
comparing this. I'm not
See,
comparing
that's-
this.
that's what he
I'm
doesn't
not
want
fucking.
to.
I'm
That's why he
not-
doesn't
I'm
want
not
to.
gonna sit here and fucking compare apples.
Well, actually, no, because they're both in cage. They're both were in
Exactly.
cages. So you can compare the two matches.
you
They're
can.
both cage
No,
matches.
no, you can't. No,
They're
you
both
If
cage
anything,
matches.
No, you
let's go
fucking-
back in history. How do you have a steel cage match with interference?
Oh.
You do. That has happened before.
Oh, you do. So then what's the point of a cage match?
It's a cage match.
Oh, exactly. That's the
my
problem with Fed brains. When you have Fed in your ass, when you have Triple H's
All right,
dick in
calm-
your
All
mouth,
right, quit attacking the Fed. Hold
that's
on.
the
calm
reason
down.
why.
All right,
That's the
That's
reason
a good
why.
point.
You tell me. I'm
Because
the only one. You
Swerve
tell
said
me.
we're going to keep everything out, meaning the cage is going to keep
Yeah.
everything out and us in. Now,
Yeah.
WWE has a history of people always climbing the cages or whatever just
Facts.
to get in. But the whole point of the cage is to keep everything
Everyone
out.
and you inside.
Thunderdome.
That's the
Especially
point
Thunderdome,
of
yeah,
the
man.
cage.
Yes,
Yes.
but people always interfere. I mean, come on, Prisnana was interfering.
So the question
And
is,
he was not even in
so
there.
the question is, what's the point of a cage if it's not doing its job?
But I'm not fucking arguing the point of a match. I'm arguing a bunch of a storyline. What's the point? Again, I said it. Wait, even before the match, I have no interest in this fucking storyline
You have
because
no
it
interest at
doesn't
all.
lead to anything. What's gonna happen now?
okay.
Hangman? You were saying that Hangman was not a top guy. That's why he needed this fucking
Hell,
match.
that's
was
not what we're
always
saying.
a
That's what
top
you're
guy.
saying.
No,
That's
no,
how
no.
it only makes
No,
sense.
that's
not
That's
what
how
he's
only
saying.
Swerve
And-
had nothing to gain from this
Yes.
fucking match.
That's where the Fed brain keeps coming in.
The Fed brain?
Yes, the Fed brain. Because for so long, you guys are not used to two top guys going after each other and trying to get that W. When you say, what's the point of the match? It was two of the best, the main character and the anti-hero of AEW going one-on-one to figure out who is the best. And that's what we got. And for that one night, Hangman came out on top.
Which it's long. He's always lost.
And
to
he
Swerve.
was always lost to Swerve.
He needed this win to progress him to the next plateau.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You say it was pointless, but dude,
That's a good
it was
point.
necessary because he took an L to stop Swerve from winning the championship. He took an L prior to that, and he's like, dude, he's had two.
One was a draw.
One was that's what I'm saying. Yeah, one was a draw. Sorry. So one was a draw. So yeah, he needed this win, or else what was the point of him coming back to AEW? Is he gonna sweep that rivalry on the rug? No, he needed to come back and finish that. Now he can move on.
It's kind of like how, let's say we're playing a game online, like let's say Apex Legends, because we all play Apex Legends.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you drop hot, right? Everyone is like, whatever. One person trolls the fuck out of you and they kill you. And you're like, I want to kill that motherfucker. And then your team gets to res you, and you know exactly where that motherfucker is. Aren't you going to go back and kill that bitch? Yes! Because you're going to get satisfaction. You're going to be like, yes, bitch, I found you. I've been looking for you this whole time. I didn't care about your teammates. They could kill me all day. But it's that ass I want. It's your ass I'm looking for. I'm hunting for it. I smell it. I'm like a bloodhound without the actual bloodhound, nigga. That's me. We're all like that, aren't we? Don't you want to kill the mother that took you out? And that's Hangman.
And that's real.
Hangman.
That's real.
That's Hangman.
That's a real feud.
Yes.
That's a real scenario.
Yes.
Not no bracelets.
This man-
not no bullshit that there was supposed to be. I hate CM Punk, but he
No.
took my bracelet.
No.
I hate CM Punk,
No.
but he took my bracelet. No.
No.
It's a blood
you came
feud.
into my house.
Facts.
Hovered over my child, and you expect nothing to happen to you? Oh, wait. Swerve says, I forgot. I went to your house again, and I saw your pregnant wife, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you carry her down, and I was gonna do X, X, X. You stalking me for real in front of my house? No. We ain't gonna let that shit slide. I'm burning your house to the ground. And then, as a matter of fact,
and drinking whiskey.
he said, and drinking too. And he said,
Planted a chair.
if I know about any other houses you own, I'm also gonna burn them bitches to the ground. That's what Hangman said. So you want to say what? He's like, listen, I'm gonna move on. But if there's more shit about Swerve, I'm burning it. More could you ask for?
It's a perfect plethora of what you want in a blood feud, which goes back to my point where I understand why people got upset. Hell, there was a fucking petition to cancel AEW because of that match.
Yeah.
I understand.
Which was dumb.
It was dumb. A lot of people were talking about it. But this is what makes AEW amazing. Because WWE would never do this.
No, the WWE now
Would never do this. Regardless, would never do it.
No, they have
before.
They have.
But I'm talking about to this
WWE
level,
now.
no.
They
And
are
that's why we need AEW, because that is the reason why they are the true alternative in sports and in wrestling. That's just my opinion. Let us know in the comments below. This is Breaking Kayfabe.
Are you listening? Damn.